Hello, friends. Last day of Aries, April 20th, an interesting date, an infamous date for many. I think this date is going to come under review quite considerably in the coming months and years, especially as we are about to experience the ingress of Uranus into Gemini. Every 84 years, it seems, when Uranus goes into Gemini, there is a major conflagration, there's a war. And we have three major instances of this in world history, and specifically in the United States history. The first was the Revolutionary War of 1776, of course, but in 1774 through 1782, Uranus goes into Gemini. You fast forward 84 years, you have the Civil War, and in 1858, Uranus goes into Gemini through 1866. Next up is the Second World War. And in 1941, when the United States comes into the Second World War, is when Uranus goes into Gemini right through to 1949. And right now, Uranus about to enter Gemini full-time in a few weeks' time, 2026, the end of this month, through 2033. So you can see there's quite a lot of factual evidence for when this planet goes into Gemini, we tend to see more conflict. Now, what I feel is different, because many astrologers have been talking about this for a long, long time. I mean, I think it was Evangeline Adams, the American astrologer, way back in the 1920s, made a prediction on World War II, which came true. What I think is different this time round is the outer planets are creating a very different cosmic signature to the ones aforementioned in the past. And what I'm really saying is, with Pluto in the early degrees of Aquarius making a trine with Uranus in the early degrees of Gemini, and in the middle forming both sextiles with Saturn and Neptune, that makes for something like a harmonics of the spheres, something quite musically harmonious. And my interpretation as a result will be, it may look like war, it may be described like war, but actually we're moving away from this permanent war scenario that all of us on our planet have been so used to, because the military-industrial complex has run the show. And I would argue, and it's still pretty controversial, that system is being very successfully dismantled, but it can't happen overnight. Now, Saturn is the planet of matrix. Saturn is the planet of control. It's the planet of empire. And Saturn is in Aries. And Saturn hasn't been at the 0 point of Aries conjoined Neptune for about 6,000 years. So you could say this is a pretty significant astrological moment when empire is being placed on notice. And the world extortion, the way that US has been used and manipulated by the globalist system, is being revealed to many, and hopefully soon to all. And many people still don't comprehend this, and that's okay. But the European bureaucrats, as of London, because it's in the astrology, I can see it, they're losing the battle of ideas. They're losing the momentum to keep the old system, the old matrix illusion alive. In a way, Iran isn't the real target here. It is, where is the center of power? Where is the home of Saturn? Iran, in a way, is a node. It's an important proxy. It's a piece on the chessboard, but it's managed by the empire. And it's been managed by the empire for over a century. So those financial choke points, to quote the wonderful Barbara and particularly Susan Kokinda, those energy dependencies, those offshore banking systems are now being put into the spotlight. And it's interesting, the United Kingdom is a Saturn-ruled country, because when it was founded, the Act of Union, it was when it was at the time of Capricorn, and Saturn rules Capricorn. So the Saturnian system is being dissolved. And that's what we're seeing literally in the archetypal astrology. Neptune is conjunct Saturn. Neptune dissolves anything that it touches. And Saturn is literally burnt off in the dross, to use the alchemical term for a moment, in Aries. So it's like a double whammy here, that the old senior system, the old Saturnian control system, is being eviscerated. And that's really what we're seeing. And it's like, it's a moment now, with especially with Uranus going into Gemini, it's a recalibration point. We're at this collective crossroad where we're standing, looking back at the old world, and as it's being dismantled, and literally the new is going to be sped up and brought in. We're going to see so many new technologies come in, new innovations. They're going to be sudden. This is what Uranus does. Sudden, unexpected, revolutionary themes are going to play up. Sudden themes of freedom, of surprises, even eccentricity is going to be brought forward. Uranus as a planet has always been about reinvention. And because Uranus plays a very important role in the astrological chart of the United States, you can see that the United States plays this pivotal role in terms of invention. Astrologers, for example, like Chris Brennan, who I followed for many years, believe that the war this time is going to probably repeat some of the cycles of the Second World War, the Civil War. I don't tend to see that. I tend to see what's happening this time is a great move forward, a leap forward towards a way better life for us all. I'm in that sense very positive, because the outer planets tell us that so much of the astrological weather is actually beneficent at this time. So even if we do see these moments of stress, and of course what's happening in Iran is very stressful for anyone, because firstly, none of us really know what's going on, but also none of us really understand how deeply manipulated that part of the world has been by the darker magicians, by the deep state players for decades and decades. I mean, it even goes back before 1979 with the revolution. It goes back really through the Pahlavi dynasties, and even before with British Petroleum. It's interesting that the Sabian symbol for the United States is for Uranus. The Sabian symbol for the United States, Uranus in Gemini at 8 degrees, is a quiver filled with arrows. And that, to me, suggests a sense of preparedness and potential energy in that degree with what the United States Uranian energy is all about. It's focused intention, it's multiplicity of action, and it's about information warfare, communication revolutions, disruptions, and of course technological leaps. And in this sense, I'm quite excited for AI being able to support the biological divine human blueprint going forward. I don't see that AI is all negative. I think it's all down to how it is created and what its algorithm is. It's a bit like the knife or the gun. It's neutral. It depends on how we use it. I would say that's true for the original Tesla technology. The original Tesla technology, from what I understand, was very benevolent. It was there to support we the people, and then it got switched, inverted by the other side. And if you like, the real Tesla technology was shut down, that free energy enterprise. And then we have the Edison inversion, where all energy is charged and we succumb to a darker Saturnian system and control through energy. I would argue that that system is coming to an end. And with the ingress of Uranus into Gemini over the next 6 years, we are going to experience a massive success story in terms of our ability to access free energy and new systems, new ways of being, new forms of transportation, including new ways to trade through cryptocurrency, through freedom. Uranus is all about freedom. And when Uranus is in Gemini, that freedom is on steroids.